What? I forgot to do my essay. Could I borrow yours?
No.
Go on, I'll change the title.
Okay. We have to turn it in to turnitin.com. That's not good enough.
Oh, like it's going to catch everything. And also, Stu fucking ate it again at the top row of the theater.
Oh,
again.
I did. Oh, I did. Well, at least this time I didn't fall like I did in Endgame.
Holy fuck, I can't wait for the next one.
I made it all the way. Yeah, that'll be like a segment, I guess, in the podcast. So like, what did I fuck up
Stu
this time?
almost died watching a movie.
This time he actually fell down the entire flight of stairs.
Holy shit. It's kind of like the last time. Did you call him Twinkle Toes as he was walking up the stairs?
Oh,
no, you just dropped the soda, right?
That was like 2014 when that happened.
I remember we were playing tennis, and it's like, oh, look at that, Stu Twinkle Toes, and he rolls his ankle instantly.
Immediately rolled my ankle. But yeah, let me do a quick recap. Endgame, when we were walking up to our seats, I was carrying nachos and a large drink, and my foot caught the last step, and I just ate it real hard, like harder than I ever have beefed it. Because I was trying to save what I was carrying. So normally I'm good at falling. Like that's one of my skills, I would say. But because I was holding this stuff, I was not trying to break my fall, so I just landed directly onto my knees, and that hurt like hell.
But did you save the nachos and the soda?
So the nachos were lost. I spilled them all. Surprisingly, my soda was still like 4/5 the way full, which was pretty crazy. So that was the first spill. Then this time I made it. It was like halfway through the movie. I almost spilled my drink by the lid coming off, and then when we're getting ready to leave, I walk to the stairs and the cup just falls out of my hands and spills all over the floor. So tune in next week to see what else I do to fuck up. Oh man, I'm a sleepy boy.
Yeah, same.
I'm also on the sleepy train.
Oh fuck.
Maybe we can just talk about like things we like to do when we sleep, like sleeping positions.
Well, we could easily make this week's episode about Casper or Purple Mattress. Ben, since it's tradition, you got to say the sponsor.
Brought to you in part by by Sit and Sleep.
Ooh.
Or your mattress is free.
Okay, that one's way too close to the actual thing. We need you to come up with something else.
You're killing me, Larry.
Oh my god. I can already feel the heat coming.
Yeah. Sit and Sleep is gonna hound us down.
Yeah. Here comes the cease and desist.
I guess it's fine. We'll just leave it in. So, welcome to the third episode of Dose and a Half Cincos.
And boy, what a journey it's been.
We've gone through 2 full episodes so far of hearty.
Let's take a moment and look back on some of the highlights of our amazing podcast. And then, David, this is where you cut in like some of the funnier parts of the last 2 episodes.
And overlay like In the Arms of an Angel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not in memoriam. It is
in memoriam. In memoriam of our best times.
They're behind us now.
Our best selves were left in the past.
Right. Okay, and then right here is where we cut back, and then
that was the worst clap in
All right, how
that you've
about
ever
this?
done.
How
A
about
better
this?
one.
I've only done one, so how about this? And then we say something like, "Man, those were some good times, weren't they?"
It
What?
seems just like yesterday that we just had our first episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was really good. Look back, guys, on a great 2 episodes the past 2 weeks. We will be reviewing this every week.
Yeah, Ben, what were some of your favorite moments from our little highlight reel?
Definitely the part where David wasn't talking.
Yeah, that was my favorite part too.
Yeah, what about you, Sean? Wow, what an answer. Thank you, Sean.
We'll edit something in
Yeah,
there.
No, we're not going to edit anything.
We'll
I'm
get
just
in
going to leave it
post.
at blank sound and it's just going to
Or
be there. And then...
how about you get some royalty-free crickets and you just put it in?
Oh, for sure. I can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Can we just get a Sean soundboard?
That's what I was actually thinking about earlier today when he told us that he was not going to be able to make it again.
Sean, we just need you to record some high fidelity phrases and like affirmatives and negatives.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
They all just say yeah.
It's lit.
Yeah, but it's the different tone of yaw that it's like this.
Oh, no, don't worry. We just need one, and I can just pitch it up or pitch it down. Don't worry. I got this.
Like Chinese, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me of my favorite part of Rush Hour 1 when Jackie Chan didn't sing the words to war correctly, and Chris Tucker was helping him how to say y'all, and he kept saying you all instead of y'all.
Yeah, that was a good part of that movie.
But an even better part was from Rush Hour 2 when they were singing Michael Jackson.
It's true.
You Michael Jackson and
Jamal.
Michael Jackson, you Toto?
Yeah.
It's Tito. No, we're not going down this road again. Nope, absolutely not. We need to save something for the Halloween episode's coming up in...
Wait, Halloween episode?
Yeah.
Wait, is it just every holiday we'll just do a Rush Hour themed episode? Like,
why not?
We'll have a Halloween themed Rush Hour episode, a Christmas themed Rush Hour episode, Thanksgiving themed, Columbus Day Rush Hour,
Arbor Day,
Boxing Day for the
Boxing
Canadians.
Day. I do like that one. Ramadan. We can do Hanukkah.
We got to do that's like 7 straight episodes or 8 straight episodes.
Well, here's the thing. Hanukkah, I think there's 8 Harry Potter movies. We could do that.
Well, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can talk about Rush Hour for 8 straight podcasts, no problem. Shalom, and welcome to the Hanukkah special where we talk about Rush Hour for every day of Hanukkah.
For every day is a present where we open up a special present of Rush Hour.
Yep.
So, getting back, so what have you guys been up to?
Let's see. Well, we didn't do anything for your birthday, so that was cool.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to me.
Well, that's not true. We went to go watch a movie for your birthday.
Is true. Correct. And I had dinner with my parents, which was nice.
Was it though?
Well, it was more of a present for them, not so much for me.
Right. But it's your birthday though. It's supposed to be the other way. Okay.
No, it's a family birthday. It's a Chinese tradition that you celebrate with your ancestors and your family.
Even watching too much Farewell.
Actually, didn't get a chance to catch that. That was
well. It sounds like
wasn't at the right time.
It just sounds like you live that movie every day, so I don't know why you would need to see it.
Yeah.
Just for validation, I think that's what it really needs to be. It's just to see, just be like, ooh, I wonder what it'll be like to watch my entire life in a mirror.
That'd probably be the first movie you walk out of, right?
Well, I would probably lie to my dad, who I probably was watching it with, and say I have to use the bathroom, and then leave to the theater, and me drive home and say, actually, Dad, I was too triggered.
Yeah. Even though you were the one who drove them to the theater.
Well, I guess he better know how to use an Uber or take a Lyft home. He knows his address. We've lived in the same house for a long time. So we also forgot to say happy birthday to Sean in the last episode, and he's not here, so we're gonna just say happy belated birthday, Sean.
Well,
And
I told Sean happy birthday, but
Yeah, I did
well,
too.
I mean, we all did,
No,
but
you didn't.
on
We
David's
show?
just saying it now, like 2 weeks later.
You know what? I'm just gonna add it in to the
Even-
end of the first episode, in the second
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, even though Sean was here last week, and his
I
birthday
don't
was
know why
before
I
that.
forgot. Yeah, it was 2 weeks. It was a week before that. And also, this is the portion where we say thank you to our subscribers. Thank you, Joe, for subscribing. I know that
Solaris
you-
XX or
Yep.
whatever.
Solar.
Well, if you leave a comment in the comment section, we will make sure to shout you out.
Shout out to our latest subscriber, Solaris XX.
And if you want some really dope, chill music, be sure to check out Solaris XX's YouTube channel, where he'll give you the freshest beats.
Going to do a quick analytics rundown on our first episode. Let's see. Tuesday, August 13th, we had 4 views. That was, yesterday. And then today, we're up to 8 views. 10 views as of about 3 hours ago. I was gonna click on the button to monetize our channel, but apparently you have to actually be like a real channel for that to happen. So
We are a real channel. We have one video.
like 1,000 subscribers and like some other requirement.
That's
Oh,
it.
We'll
That's
get there.
I mean, I already have 1,000 fake email addresses.
Okay.
Well, there
Well,
you go.
you better get to clicking then.
I don't even know what to say at this point.
Thanks for our sponsor.
So until we actually get some sponsors, our subscribers will be our sponsors. So thank you
So
for
hit us on
Thanks.
Patreon, Venmo,
PayPal.
PayPal. Check out my Steam wish list.
So a little bit of update. I know you guys asked me about my job last week.
Oh
Decided
yeah,
not
what's
to.
going on with that? You're still not quitting?
Yeah, I did decide not to because
And-
job prospects aren't that great right now. So
Somehow I suspected this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I wanted to have something to say, and I guess I just wanted to make that up that I was gonna quit, even though I want to really, really, really
Oh.
badly.
Well, it was fun to talk about.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of other things to talk about.
Also, you said, I remember I was listening back to the episode we were talking about that. You said you were trying to get fired. Or I mean, you were
Fired?
or like or something like that. Never mind. Edit this part out. I'm tired.
Yeah, we'll get it in post.
So I guess we can just jump right in. Did anybody else see anything besides our movie of the week, which was Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, brought to you by Pert Plus and AutoZone?
Wow.
Wow. I did.
What else? Did you see Dora the Explorer?
No, I saw Hobbs and Shaw
And
because our movie this week is Dora the Explorer. Wait, was
mean-
I the only one who did the homework?
yes.
I was.
Wow.
I
This is
was.
going to be a really awkward movie review this week. Let me tell you. If
You're going to
I'm
be
the
talking
only one-
about how accurate Dora the Explorer is to the TV show, and we're going to be talking about Black Superman.
Yeah, and you guys are going to be so embarrassed.
I mean, there's probably some crossover, right?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I've never seen Dora the Explorer, but I imagine that it's pretty similar to The Rock and
Yeah,
stuff.
instead of Black Superman, there's Mexican Superman. But I actually did watch something. Yesterday, I went out to go see Millennium Actress,
What
which
the
was
hell?
it's a one-night event thing. It's actually an older movie. It came out in 2001. It was a Japanese animated
Oh,
film.
of course.
And it's by Satoshi Kon, and it's really, really good.
Says
it,
the weeb.
It is the story.
Far be it for you to say anything bad about anime.
Hey, I could tell you plenty of bad animes. One. We'll put that in post after I get a list.
Was that the knock that you wanted me to put in?
Is that your marker, like a clap?
Yeah.
For knocking?
I thought you just knocked over something.
I think the clap is the industry standard.
Okay,
No,
fine.
you know what? Dose and a half cincos is the industry standard. You do what you want, Ben.
Okay.
You're just making it harder on yourself, David.
Oh, I'm just cutting all of this out, and we're going to start
Okay.
all the way over. All right, we're going to start over now. All right, Ben, give us our sponsors for this week.
Okay, this episode brought to you by Ovaltine. Don't forget your Ovaltine. I mean, fuck, don't forget to drink your...
Wow. Don't forget your Ovaltine.
That's at least better. We'll just leave that in.
Yeah.
So in addition to... What happened?
I was going to say, if Ben's done talking about anime, I did actually go see, after we saw Hobbs Shaw, I went to go see Far From Home.
Oh, nice.
So I'm all caught up.
And what'd you think?
It was very good.
Was it the fitting ending to the Infinity Saga?
Let me see. I'm trying to remember now. Processing.
I'll put a knockoff Jeopardy sound.
I'll put like my face being stupid right now in the video, like in the Jeopardy theme song. What even happened? It was on. Man, I'm so tired. I don't really see how it was like how Sean was kind of describing it, where it was like the actual end to that phase or whatever.
Well, it was a correction. It was Ben who mentioned that Far From Home was the unofficial.
I thought that was Sean. Either way, I mean.
No, that was me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, either way. But I mean, I did enjoy it. I mean, and I did stay for the all
teasers
the
and the stingers and nice.
Yeah, I don't really remember like what happened at the end. Oh, except for, well, I do remember what happened at the end now, but I just don't see how that would be considered like the actual ending to Endgame. You know what I mean? Ben, can you elaborate?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
No.
Okay.
We'll play it back in post, and then you can answer it in the future. Okay. No, I was just saying I don't see, and of course maybe I missed it, how it would be considered the actual ending to Endgame.
Oh, well, from my understanding, this was Kevin Feige. Is it Feige or Feige?
Feige. I think it's Feige.
Okay. Well, Kevin Feige went on. I don't remember what interview it was, but he mentioned that Spider-Man: Far From Home would be the definitive end of Phase 3. And looking at it, it seems like if you were to view all of Phase 3 as a single movie, I felt that Far From Home was the after credits stinger, if you will, of the whole.
Okay. I guess
the whole series.
I guess when you told me that, I interpreted it as like this is like the
wrap up.
Yeah, where it was more like you said, just a really long post credit scene.
It kind of is. I mean, it kind of deals with like the aftermath of everything that directly correlating with.
It's kind of like the what is it? Is it the epilogue? What's the one that goes at the end?
Yeah, the epilogue.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll edit it so that way it makes you sound like you said.
Yeah, just make it so I just say epilogue.
Just say it over again.
Epilogue.
No, the entire sentence, not just the word.
I don't remember what I said. Whatever.
The epilogue.
Just leave it in.
All right. I'm taking my part out then.
Okay. I'm perfectly okay with being the dumb one on the podcast. It makes it less work for me.
It's a lot of work for me.
To try to sound smart.
All right, I'll stop trying for you then.
Okay. But okay, so I guess that makes sense about Far From Home.
Okay. Let's see. What have I been watching? I have been trying to finish Orange is the New Black.
Oh, snooze.
Well, I just said that's all it is.
Snooze fest.
You guys never watched it?
No, I've never actually watched it.
Letty was watching it, but she did give up on it.
How far did she get?
Not as far as you, apparently.
Yeah, maybe season 2 or 3 or something.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think it definitely lost some of its legs by season 3. Now I think it's on season 7. So I feel like I was already this invested. Just wanted to see what was happening. And it kind of goes the same way that Game of Thrones went, which is I think her story stops at a certain point and then they're just kind of just ad-libbing whatever they wanted to do. So, but it's entertaining. I'm not 100% sure what the direction is for this last final season is. So I'm just trying to get through that, and then it's on to watching Mindhunter, which starts on Friday. I know. And then also watching The Boys. I've been recommending it to everybody based on your recommendation.
But you haven't watched it yourself?
Not because I've watched it. But I think I might have oversold it or undersold it or missold it. I'm not sure which one it is because I've told so many different people totally different stories, and I realized that after I was talking to them about it.
I'm sure there's a mixed bag.
Oh, mixed is definitely the way I would put it, but it's probably more like blender-ish. It's just a lot of stuff, just chopped up bits. But, I'm sure Amazon will be very happy that I was pitching their show. I don't know how far they'll get, but I just told them about Watchmen, and I said, if you like darker humor, then you'll probably enjoy this. And if you're into superhero movies, you'll like it.
You told them about Watchmen?
No, leave it in. Leave that part in. Yeah.
Okay.
Let him talk about Watchmen.
Okay.
No, isn't it related?
Well, I mean, it's...
Anyways.
Thematically, maybe.
I don't think so. No, not really.
No, I said it's like Watchmen. It's not linked with Watchmen.
Not even that. Wow. Ben's not even gonna give you that.
Ooh.
Well, anyways.
Big bag it is. Well, I guess I'm comfortable with being the dumb one about this.
No, I'm the dumb one. That's my job.
No.
I'll show you.
I'll out dumb you. Don't worry.
All right, so I guess that will wrap up what we've seen this week. And if you guys have any suggestions, definitely we would love to hear some of them. Go ahead and throw that into the comment section. The one person who is listening to this, Joe, whatever you have to recommend, please keep it to one, please. And then we'll take a look.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on to our next segment. This is our box office rundown. And we do this every week where we talk about the box office, where it's at, and looking at the way it is, there are some surprises, and obviously there are some that, they say where they are at. So, number 1, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs Shaw, which is our movie of the week, so we'll be talking about that one a little bit later. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, number 2. I'm surprised Stu didn't get to see this one just yet. I know you were excited about that one. 3 is The Lion King. By no surprise, I'm sure, as none of us. 4 is the movie for Ben of the week, which is Dora and the Lost City of Gold, even though that's extra credit, I guess. Following that, at number 5 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is the one we covered last week. 6 is The Art of Racing in the Rain, talking dogs and race cars. Number 7 is The Kitchen. Number 8, what?
So sorry, go ahead.
No, did you have a question about The Kitchen?
No, I was just gonna say, man, that did not come out. That did not come out of the gate very well.
The Kitchen or The Art of Racing in the Rain?
The Kitchen.
Both.
Well, yeah, I guess
$5.5 million first week. It is 21% on Rotten Tomatoes. Following that, at number 8 is Spider-Man: Far From Home, which Stu just watched and wrapped up beautifully.
Yeah. I think because I went to go see it again, it might have moved up.
You're telling me you watched it $5.3 million worth?
Since last week, maybe.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. People are following you, Stu. They want to see the movies you're seeing.
I have a very strong internet presence, so.
Good. And then number 9, Toy Story 4, still holding on to within the top 10, and then Bring the Soul, the movie, at $2.4 million at number 10. I know nothing about that movie whatsoever.
Well, it was good enough to knock The Farewell out of this last spot.
You know what? Maybe we should be pitching The Farewell again, and then Stu, you can go watch it and you can bump it to the number 7.
Yeah. Oh, this is no wonder. This is a movie about looks like K-pop, yeah. So I guess that'll be our pick for this week, right?
Oh. Yeah. Is this the movie that's... Let me take a look. The Journey of BTS. Oh, God. Wait. I feel like they missed out on a huge marketing opportunity. Soul should have been spelled SOUL.
Bring the soul.
Souel.
Oh man. Well,
What?
maybe if they were from America, they wouldn't have missed that.
Because I understand that they wanted to, put the band's name as the initials for BTS, but I feel like they missed on a really, really good marketing pun right there.
I don't think the puns translate very well.
Well, if you're trying to get the American box office, I'm sure they probably would like bring the soul.
Okay, time out,
What?
David. What is it about Asians in general makes you think that they'll do anything good with like grammar and English based on what you've restaurant names and
You mean Chinese food is not good enough?
the way they.
So what's the deal with Asians?
But I didn't even know that movie was coming out. That was definitely not on any of our radars, I think.
No, but it did knock a bunch of the other ones out. Aladdin, Crawl, Yesterday.
I mean, there were a number of movies that knocked some stuff out. I mean, Racing the Rain, The Kitchen, and Dora, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Those all premiered this week, so there's actually a lot of number ones or premieres that knocked out top 10.
This week's actually kind of pretty closely spread out. Obviously, top 5 is much closer. The top 4 are only separated by like $5 million. I mean, Hobbs and Shaw last week was what, $60 million?
Yeah, I mean, it was an okay weekend.
Yeah. But any surprises in there for you guys? Obviously, besides bringing the soul.
I'm actually surprised that Scary Stories is in second place right now.
It is marketed as 82% fresh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That one also somewhat surprised me. I didn't think it was gonna do that.
Yeah, well. I mean, I was gonna see it mainly because of how much of a part of my
nostalgia factor
it was. Yeah, and I was not really expecting it to like be super great, but it looks like it's actually doing pretty good. So
I guess nostalgia wins again, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, but not just the money, but it's got like a good rating too.
Yeah. So that's just really good. Then I will give it a chance, even though I've never read it before. But
would you guys consider nostalgia for Dora and the Lost City of Gold?
I think that helps. I think that really helps.
I never watched it because I think I was too old for it when it came out. But I could definitely see how that would be a factor.
Well, as somebody who actually saw it, Ben, how did you feel as an adult going to see it? What's the age?
Yeah, how many children were there?
Oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, really? I thought you kept selling it like we were gonna talk about it this week.
Yeah, it's called a joke, David.
We don't do that on here. We are very serious. We are very serious, very serious business.
Why did we both go for the Chinese?
Well, we are the dose and a half cincos. All right, well, that wraps up unless you guys have some other comments about this, but I think a couple of surprises that were in there. Obviously, Fast and Furious.
Racing in the Rain really surprised me.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I hadn't had a chance to see it yet, but...
Who wants to see that?
Dennis Quaid plays a dog.
It's not Dennis Quaid, is it? I thought it's, oh, fuck, what's his name? Albert...
Randy Quaid?
No, not Randy Quaid. The guy who plays Nemo.
Oh, no, Kevin Costner, sorry.
Is it Kevin Costner?
It's Kevin Costner.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say? Andy Samberg?
Yes, Andy Samberg. And he just sings the whole time. Or raps. Or whatever.
That would be...
It's just awesome. A Lonely Island movie then?
Yeah. Actually,
dude, that one was really good. I want to see another one.
What? Another Lonely Island movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you saw Popstar?
I did.
Oh.
When it came out on HBO.
Yeah, that movie was really good. I'm really sad that movie bombed.
It didn't do well?
No, it didn't. It did terribly.
Oh, I probably should have went to go see it in the theaters to help.
Yeah,
with my $12. I
bought 3 tickets for it, and we took up all 3 seats in the theater.
All day. People just don't appreciate good comedy or humor anymore.
Yeah.
All right, well, that wraps up our Rotten Tomatoes box office rundown for this week. We're going to be we're going to go into our next segment. This is our movie review for the week, which was Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. I know that Sean had already seen it, and I think he gave it a 4 yaws out of 5.
Did he? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'm just injecting Sean at this point. General thoughts and synopsis. Go ahead, Ben.
So
I want it to be as good as the one for last week. Last week, yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw are 2. Man, I can't even come up with a good one for this because man, this plot is just so batshit crazy.
I mean, it's like the typical like kind of action movie kind of plot line.
No, it's not even that. I'll get into it in spoilers, but
how about we do? Oh, okay. How about this? Synopsis for Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, yet another movie that is in the Fast and Furious franchise that does not focus on cool cars or driving fast anymore. It's about taking it to a whole nother level when it comes to trying to get special effects out. There's a lot of opportunities for the "is that really possible" type moments where the 2 protagonists, Hobbs and Shaw, are unlikely compatriots that are forced to work together to save the world again and to stop.
Did you say Jaws?
Shaw, sorry.
Hobbs and Jaws.
Hobbs and Jaws.
That's the sequel, I think.
All right, we're just gonna delete that one and we're gonna start over.
Yeah. Edit that part out so we don't get a copyright strike on YouTube.
Oh, for the
for the theme song.
The theme song.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah, that's the Jaws theme everyone knows.
No, it's the opposite instead of. Dun.
No, I got that part.
Oh. We don't do jokes here. How about this? I'll write up something that kind of just sums it up, and then we'll jump right into. Ben, why didn't you write a good synopsis for this one? Oh, he's writing
Hobbs
it right
and
now.
Shaw, 2 unlikely allies join forces to save the world against an impending virus. There.
Ooh, I like that. So, what did you think?
Who are you asking? Me?
Yes, Stu.
Okay, well, I wasn't expecting much from the story because, it's just kind of a mindless action movie. I mean, it wasn't too bad as far as action movies goes. It had a few cool moments, cool shots we can talk about later. But yeah, I mean, it's typical kind of over the top kind of stuff that you'd kind of expect from a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson vehicle.
Makes sense. I definitely was not expecting this. I was really expecting a lot more. Yeah, I have no idea what I was really expecting.
Calvin and Hobbs?
Calvin and Hobbs would have been a good one.
What were you expecting? I want to drill down on this.
I really was expecting more car stuff.
Really? But it's not a Fast and Furious movie.
But they're presenting Hobbs and Shaw. But it says Fast and Furious. Why would you lie to me?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's to help bring in the crowd the fans from the Fast and Furious franchise. I don't know.
Actually, what they really should have done is, during one of the promos, there should be like, lines have been drawn. You're either with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or you're with Vin Diesel. And then see how many people would show up for that movie. Kind of like when Kanye and 50 Cent were beefing. And they're like, no, I'm going to outsell your album. So that means that we need to come up with a Toretto. And I don't know, who would be an unlikely ally for Toretto to work with?
I don't know enough about Fast and Furious to come up with something for that.
Oh, so. Maybe, I got it. Toretto and, what was Letty's last name? Oh, Dom and Letty's Last Ride.
Wait, I know one. An unlikely team up between Dom Toretto and Paul Walker.
Wow.
That would be really unlikely. Like, really, really unlikely. R.I.P. I guess after what you said, Stu, I guess I should have probably had different expectations, but I actually wasn't expecting to like it as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, it definitely had moments in it, and we can talk about later, that made it kind of like the other parts that are like either like the cliche action parts of a movie, kind of like redeem them a bit, made it worth it.
Would you compare this more and more like to The Other Guys or more to like a James Bond type movie? Which one do you think that they were trying to go for?
It wasn't as comedic as The Other Guys, because The Other Guys, the two main characters are the main source of the
Chemistry.
comedy. Whereas this, I mean, they did have some moments, but they were mostly focused on the action, beating guys up and saving the day type stuff. But it'd probably you probably split the difference between like something like this and like Tomorrow Never Dies, or yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies is probably a good example.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. So do you think that you'd like to see them do something similar to this, or try to go back to the old formula with the cars and the racing and stuff like that? Or do you think they've already kind of jumped the shark already?
No,
And the blockbuster,
I
like over action, overproduced, the bigger explosion. Like the only way they can get away with maybe making another one is if they pretty much like raise an entire city.
I don't envision them getting as wild with like stunts and big sequences like something like Mission Impossible might do, where you got Tom Cruise hanging off an airplane or climbing up a building. I don't think they'll be going back to the. I think they've parted ways.
Too bad we're not gonna see the. I'm surprised that we didn't see the new Toyota Supra in this movie, since that was a big thing that they were trying to.
It's just Fast and Furious in name, and not in content.
Well, I guess I went to go see this movie with my dad, so he was just like, another action movie. I guess it's okay. He wasn't too enthusiastic about it.
It's like, it's either you see this or The Kitchen. Which one is it? Which do you want to see?
I asked my dad, and he was like, nah. Let's watch the action movie. Stu, if you were going to give it a rating, what would you give it?
Oh, boy. Maybe like a 6 out of 10.
Ben?
So, when I was watching the movie, I thought it was a blast. It was definitely a movie where I just kind of turn my brain off, sit back, relax, and enjoy whatever the hell's going on.
Yep.
But it's like, have you guys ever seen one of those pictures where it's like a video game and there's a caption that says, the longer you stare at it, the more you realize what's wrong with it. And it's like,
right.
There's Zelda on the screen, but, there's Master Chief there or something. And it just gets worse and worse the longer you stare at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like one of those kind of things where it's like, this is kind of funny, but then you just stare at it longer and longer. And it's like, oh.
I could definitely see how you would interpret that. So if you had to give it a rating, what would you have given it?
I would have to say a solid 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah,
right down the middle.
Yeah, I'm just like half and half on it, because it's like, to me, like the whole movie was a B movie plot with a really large budget, like $200 million, right? It's just like this insane. It's this insane plot with all like these insane moments. It just keeps going and going and going, in a good way.
So if you were to compare this to, I know this movie's not out yet, but Angel Has Fallen. Have you guys followed the Olympus Has Fallen?
I know.
Series?
Yeah, I've seen the other two. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think the difference though between the two I guess you can call this a franchise kind of, but is that I think the Olympus Has Fallen and London, although that franchise is like trying to be serious, like a serious action movie, whereas Hobbs Shaw is more of like fun action movie. Like it's not taking itself too seriously.
I mean, I feel that Hobbs and Shaw definitely is very, very self-aware.
Yeah.
Ridiculously.
And I think that's one of the things about those types of things about those types of movies that kind of make them fun to watch, is like they know they're being over the top ridiculous kind of thing. So
yeah, I mean this movie does not mince words. It just goes straight into it. I mean, the first line that Idris Elba pretty much has in the movie, or one of the first lines, and this is not a spoiler because this was in the trailer. They ask, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing here?" And he just points to himself and says,
"Bad guy."
And then they play Billie Eilish. But I mean, the whole movie, that kind of sets up the kind of dialogue you expect in the movie. It's just like that the whole time. It's really fun. Yep. It's a really fun ride.
I definitely discussed this with a couple of my coworkers, and then they asked me what I kind of said like the subplot was. It's like, oh, it's technology, this and that, and then it's much less about the cars anymore. It's like these two guys trying to be heroes to save the day, the world's last chance, that kind of thing. And kind of like a buddy cop movie. It's like, oh, two unlikely heroes, a dog and a giraffe are tasked with
Wait. What kind of analogy is that?
We're just going to get more and more ridiculous. Just
Dwayne
one
the Giraffe
Fast and Furious.
Johnson and Jason Dog Statham.
Take down a rhino.
Idris
and they were like, yeah, that sounds like something I would just rent and stay and watch at home. I was actually surprised. It's 2 hours.
Yeah. I think you guys are overthinking that. It's Jason Statham is Calvin, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is Hobbs.
Wow, done. All right, that's pretty much it. So, if I had to give a Stu, I was surprised you didn't give a interesting rating this week, as in.
I mean, like I said, I'm tired.
Oh, getting flicked in the ear.
No, and plus I feel like I'm biting too much on Conan's thing. So.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. Right. And I'm sure Sean would probably say something close, unless he really liked it, which he'd probably give it a 7.
2 yaws out of
5?
3.
3.
I don't know what his scales is.
All right. Well, that is the general synopsis in our basic review. We're going to be entering the spoiler zone. So you. Yeah, we're going to get copyright.
How is that copyrighted? That sound can't be copyrighted.
The reggae horn?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So you've been warned. You're entering the spoiler zone. We're going to be talking about the movie, and you've been warned. So let's get right into it. Ben, I know that there was something you really, really wanted to touch upon.
Oh, man, there's a lot.
All right, go ahead.
Do your top touch.
Top touches. All right. So I think the scene that best exemplifies this movie is definitely the chopper scene. I remember just like sitting in that, like when they're getting dragged off, and The Rock's brother comes by and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you out," and then he tows himself to the front right. I'm like, "Yeah, holy shit, that's amazing!" And
you thought that was gonna be enough, and it just
Ben was cracking up at each additional car that came up.
Because I was thinking in my head, another one, and they did. He just kept piling them on. Like,
and it still wasn't enough to take down a plane. And then,
oh my god, like the NOS scene. I haven't seen that NOS stuff. I've only seen Fast and Furious 1, but do they still do that NOS thing?
Of course.
They do? Oh, okay.
Well, at least in the second one they did. Okay. I don't remember.
Yeah, like
they might have gotten serious after like the fourth one, or I don't really count the third one.
No Tokyo Drift?
I mean, it's not like in the main arc of the movies.
What? It's in there.
I mean, I know it's in there.
That's how you find out about Han.
Yeah, but you gotta wait. You gotta watch that other idiot for like 90 minutes.
Oh, that's true. Oh, you're talking about DK or the other guy?
Drift King. Yes.
The white guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I don't remember his character, and he never shows up in any more of the movies.
So that's like.
That would be Toretto's buddy. Those guys are going to team up to save the world.
Him and guy from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, that's what he's going to be called. He doesn't have a name.
Tokyo Drift.
White Drift.
But yeah, I did enjoy the NOS scene. Was kind of a nice throwback to the earlier Fast and Furious movies.
And they did it 4 times in a row.
Yeah, it's like one after the other.
Just in case you forgot, this is a Fast and Furious movie. Here's some NOS.
I know you guys missed these scenes.
But, I could not help but notice the Rock doing his best Captain America impression.
Oh my god, he is as strong as Captain America. He's literally as strong as Captain America.
And I thought the craziest thing was Idris Elba being cyborg, being a cyborg.
No, but let's talk about that. Like, in this movie, it is ridiculous what the villains have and what their plan is. What was the company called, or the corporation? Do you guys remember?
Etion, or was it?
Etion, yeah.
Etion. How the hell do I remember that?
I don't know, but
that's what you're here for all the details.
For the stupid, obscure ones?
Yeah.
They
have a crap load of money. They have cyborgs. They can literally resurrect the dead. They also have control of the fucking media.
Mm-hmm.
And they want this fucking virus.
What's your point?
Mean,
you have all this money. Why don't you just build a bomb? What do you need the virus for?
I know.
How about just go out there and selectively just genocide all the people?
Because then you have to rebuild all the buildings you destroy.
Like,
well, that actually made a lot of sense.
If if you remember, their objective was, at least one of the first ones was to, and I can't believe I'm like breaking down an action movie like this plot this much, but was to root out all the weak people who wouldn't survive. So it was kind of be like unleashing, some kind of really strong flu onto the world just to kill off everyone who wasn't strong enough to adapt to it or whatever. Yeah.
Also, they have a dedicated room just so they can show that their boss's equalizer voice.
I mean, when you have that much money, like at some point you just start spending it on whatever. So.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like the story about Apple when they started selling the iPod the first time. There just was so much money they didn't know what to do with, so they just started buying art. They're like, what are we gonna do with it? I don't know. Just buy some priceless art. We need to spend the money at some point.
Okay, there's two more things I want to talk about, and then that's it.
Well, I hope both of them are not things I wanted to talk about.
Well, one thing was I didn't really get the music sometimes. I mean, like sometimes I get like, oh yeah, this sounds cool. But particularly in the opening scene and the closing scene, they chose the song. Are you guys familiar with the song called Time in a Bottle?
Maybe if I heard it.
Well, it was the opening song.
Hang on, let me just pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. That one just like, it escapes me because it doesn't really match anything. And it just seemed like really, really random.
Hang on, stop talking.
Okay.
I wonder if that music is royalty free at this point.
Yeah,
I would love to stick that in it.
Yeah. And then just put technical difficulties.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think I have heard this song before. I didn't.
It's
really
to
know.
inject some classiness.
Yeah. Can you remind me? Do you remember which scene? You said it was the opening, but like.
Yeah, it was literally Vanessa Kirby and her team were securing the virus payload, and they're driving off in the truck, and then they ended up in that parking garage.
Okay, and they were playing that song.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When you mentioned that you had a point to talk about the music, I was like a deer in the headlights because I did not remember any of the music that happened.
No, I mean like I remember a few songs. I mean like they played Logic, so that was
cool.
I
do remember that. Cool. That was cool. The whole thing with that song, I mean, I would imagine what they're trying to go for was something like the calm before the storm type thing, where it was kind of like a mellow song, and then Idris Elba starts fucking everyone up.
Okay, I can go with that.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Okay.
I know some movies like to do that in a lot, where they'll do like contrasting, like a song or the score is kind of contrasting to what's actually happening or about to happen.
Yeah. Okay. It's just like that choice of a song was just kind of jarring to me because I guess the last time you kind of hear that in a major motion picture was in Days of Future Past when Quicksilver, he does that whole kitchen scene.
Well, I guess vivid memory. I would never have remembered that.
I mean, I guess the choices for music were like that song, or it could have been like, any other movie where it'd be like, like, some kind of like.
That could work too. I mean, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. They were probably sitting in the editing room going like, shit, which song do we do?
By the way, Stu, that just became our intro song.
All right, cool. I can do like a full one later on.
All right, we're gonna have to master.
We're just gonna keep looping it.
All right, one more thing. I didn't get. Okay, this is definitely one of those things where when you just stare at it long enough, it just doesn't make any sense. So they were in Moscow after that whole after they tried to get that machine, right?
Right. Or they were somewhere in Russia. Yeah.
Right. And then they said, "Oh, we have 18 hours to get this virus out of you. What do we do?" And The Rock's finally suggest, "Hey, we should go to Samoa." And they're like, "All right."
So
Samoa to Moscow is 9,000.
Wait. Time out. Did Darren just join this podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Stuart. So Moscow to Samoa is 9,126 miles.
What is the flight time there?
So the flight time I looked up for commercial airline, fastest would be 1 day.
Okay, full day?
Yes.
Non-stop? 24 hours from Russia to Samoa?
Moscow.
Or from Moscow to Samoa? 24 hours?
They have super jets, and they have a guy who's made out of...
Yes.
Okay.
So I looked that up.
The
fastest jet in the world can go 2,200 miles per hour, and that is the SR-71 Blackbird.
Okay.
So that can make the trip
So just
commandeering an SR-71.
So just to be clear, Darren, you're okay with the cybernetically enhanced bad guy who can like punch holes through walls.
Yeah.
You're okay with The Rock holding onto a Black Hawk helicopter, keeping it from flying away.
Yes.
But the problem you have with this movie is that they flew from Moscow to Samoa in under the amount of time you would realistically fly there in.
Yes.
Plus the time they needed to be able to fix the machine and then also hold off the team.
I just want to...
And also set up all this traffic. And here's the biggest...
the montage was too big. All right, keep going. I'm going to...
Here's the biggest thing. So even if they were to get the fastest jet in the world or something equivalent to that, they said the reason they were able to get it was because of Kevin Hart. So...
Because of the plane, because he was like, I'll get you guys whatever you need. Because I'm an air marshal.
Yeah.
So Kevin Hart
got him a commercial airplane.
A lot of...
They even said they were on a cargo plane.
So this cargo plane was able to go to Samoa.
Yes.
In under 18 hours.
Yes.
Because of Kevin Hart.
No, because...
He's funny, Daddy.
Wait, that's a canon.
Same thing.
Okay. Darren, get off the podcast, please. Can I bring Ben back in here? Ben, Are you over there? Ben, are you there?
Yeah, here.
You back now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Okay. Cool. All right. So now that Darren's not here anymore, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things about this movie, and which you kind of alluded to already, which was the cameos. Cameos were probably my favorite parts of the movie, the big part to bumping my rating up to a 6. So, and the Kevin Hart cameo was great. And the Ryan Reynolds.
He needs his own movie, honestly.
Yeah, he should be a major character in the next one if they make one.
I think they will. I think they're planning on it because that's the way that the Stingers and everything gets sold is that they have another mission.
I mean, wasn't it kind of alluding to the fact that maybe he was the bad guy or something? No.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, he's his handler.
Yeah, he's his handler, and then at the end it was saying that voice, the main bad guy behind the corporation, had some tied to Hobbs. And listening to the voice, it kind of sounded like Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, but it was a voice modulator.
It could sound like anybody.
Parts where it's zipping in and out, and it sounded like Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, if they went that direction, I would automatically not like it.
Oh, speaking of which, the during the stinger at the end of the movie, when Ryan Reynolds' character was in the bunker and they were trying to break in, and then he was like, "Hey, this reminds me of like the end of Game of Thrones, where I can't believe you. How did you not know that?" You know, some like he was talking about the twist, and I heard somebody in the audience go, "No, what?"
Oh, man.
I was like, "Wow, you haven't seen the end of Game of Thrones? Holy crap!"
Damn.
I thought that was so good. I was like, well,
he is the villain of the movie. He is the villain of the movie.
He is the villain. I think he ruined the movie for somebody, and I forgot. I haven't warned my friend not to go watch it because he's only on season 5.
Well, at this point, I have no sympathy because it's been around. The show has been around for a long time, and if you haven't seen it by now, your fault. I mean, I think we're past the spoiler moratorium or whatever it's called, so it should be perfectly okay. Now, talking about spoilers, I did have a spoiler for this movie from an unlikely source, which was The Rock himself. I was scrolling through some social media, I forgot which one, and I see The Rock post something about Ryan Reynolds being in, how he had a great time doing Hobbs and Shaw, and I was like, God damn it, Rock.
Well, was Ryan Reynolds in other Fast and Furious movies?
Nope.
No.
But he said that they worked together before.
Yeah.
Well, maybe unless they touched on him.
Talked about him, but they never actually showed him, right? Because I don't remember seeing him in any other Fast and Furious movies.
I mean, I'm not going to go back and watch all the other Fast and Furious movies just to see if they even mention him. I'm perfectly okay with suspending my belief in saying that they know each other, just like I can suspend my disbelief about the plane ride from Moscow to Samoa.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. The cameo for Ryan Reynolds was really good, and Kevin Hart was really funny. I think the part that made it really unbelievable for me was just like you could raise the guy back from the dead. I was like, I didn't even know that they had killed off, I forgot his name already, before, and then they raised him from the dead, and then you see him like sewing him up, kind of like Westworld style.
Idris Elba?
Uh-huh. And I was just like, wait, I thought this was supposed to be at least drenched in some type of realism. Like, I didn't realize that we were to the point where we're creating Terminators now at this point.
Well,
I mean, after they flew to from Moscow to Sonoma, I mean, realism was just thrown out the door.
Man, immersion is just gone at that point.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't stand up and walk out because you were so disgusted with the logistical time nightmare that was the 18-hour flight that was condensed down to 6 hours, and then followed up by a heartfelt reunion, and then the preparation of the entire island of Samoa for an invasion of super futuristic soldiers who are armed to the teeth.
In their defense, I think Idris Elba was the only enhanced one.
You're telling me that their advanced weaponry is not enhanced at all?
I mean, what advanced? They're just guns. They're just regular guns. If anything, they're a handicap because they only work if you have a glove.
Which obviously they hacked using Visual Basic, right?
Yeah, and track the IP address.
Track the IP address.
I mean, that's what I would do.
And then disconnected them for 6 minutes. What? Okay. But overall, I thought it was entertaining. It definitely was fun to watch. I don't know if I would have felt as happy if I had to pay the full $12 to see it, but I thought it was pretty good regardless. I definitely look forward to seeing a second one because I just want to see if they're going to bring Ryan Reynolds back in. Yeah. And if they make him a main staple, then I definitely will see it again.
Yeah, I liked it so much. I even bought 2 extra tickets for people that didn't go.
What?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
You didn't get a refund for those?
I was too lazy to figure out how to do it because I bought them through...
Fandango?
Yeah. So you can bleep out the Fandango. Who knows how touchy they are about they might say we're slandering them.
Oh, Dingo.
No, just bleep it out.
Fandango.
But I think the other part, one of the things I liked about this movie, or at least one of the scenes, was it was towards the end when they were fighting. It was like the final showdown between Hobbs Shaw and Black Superman.
Oh, I love that fight scene. That fight scene was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was really good.
The drop kick. Oh my god.
The slow motion shots with the water falling down was great. I love those scenes. The one thing, and I guess I don't know, I hate when movies in general do this, not just action movies, when they I'm sure it has some name, but where they do the exposition about how they just figured out the puzzle was to
the monologue that they
but they were saying oh, we have to team up and work together. I'll take a punch if you land
the leg,
whatever. Ding. So I notice movies do that a lot. I don't know if it has to do with trying to. I don't know why they do it. I feel like audiences are smart enough to get it.
So you don't like it when a movie kind of downplays it and tries to explain.
Yeah, they think
it treats you like you're dummy. It treats you like you're a dummy.
Yeah, and I would think that audiences in general are smart enough to know to get it. They could have done that scene without them explicitly saying it, and it would have come across just as well.
Yeah.
But other than that little blip in that sequence, all those those slow motion punches and stuff through the rain, that was all very cool. And then I liked The Rock's finishing move and his finishing line. That was good. Here comes the kryptonite. That was good. And then the suplex right into the rocks. That was great.
Because he's The Rock.
Oh.
Boom.
Episode done.
Yeah, I think we wrapped that up nice and neatly.
Wait, actually, one more thing. You guys saw all the rest of the Fast and Furious, right? Because I have not.
I've only seen 1 through 5.
And I've seen all of them.
You have seen all of them. Okay.
I have seen all of them.
Actually, I think the only one I haven't seen was 6.
Oh, okay.
6 and 8. Or no. Yeah, 8.
Okay, well, this is kind of a question about Shaw because this is the first time I've ever seen him. But reading up on the plot summary of all the Fast and Furious movies, he was the guy who killed Han, right?
Yes.
And he just murders a whole bunch of people, right?
Correct.
So how did he become a good guy? Or why are we kind of oh man, yeah, I like this guy.
I don't know. I think they might have explained it in 8.
I think so. That's how Owen Shaw. No, that's his brother. Because I remember. Oh no, they brought in Owen Shaw. They brought in what's this one guy's name? I forgot his name. The first part of his name. Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw. Sorry, his older brother. So they bring in Deckard Shaw to. Oh wow, I don't remember all this happening.
Hang on, we're gonna put the technical difficulties card back up.
Yep.
We really need to get that song.
I'll look for it, or maybe I don't know. It'll probably David will need to put it into audio. So
I'll pay the royalties for it.
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I was just missing out on something because I was just reading plot summaries. So I probably didn't get the whole big picture about his character redemption or anything. But it just seems like when you're looking through it as like an audience member for the whole Fast and Furious franchise, it seems like he's kind of like the asshole of the franchise and he doesn't really have any redeeming qualities since he killed off Han and he's just the bad guy. Like he's not even an anti-hero or anything. He's just like that guy you want to
Yeah,
kick in the dick.
Yeah, I think the either the 7 or 8 explain kind of like, or actually no, I think I'm reading something right now. I think they start kind of
They all team up together to be able to take down.
the one that made the Vin Diesel look like a bad guy.
Yeah, Charlize Theron. Cypher is her name.
Cypher.
I don't think it's worth that much brain power to wrap your head around this one.
Right. I mean, there's bigger fish to fry. I mean,
Right.
How can you get from fucking Moscow to fucking Seoul?
That's the biggest thing that you're confused about.
I am.
When Kevin Hart is your travel agent.
Is it
Darren,
because
I told you to get out of here. Bring Ben back.
Is it because The Rock's flexed his brain muscles? Is that it?
Will that help you would that put your mind at ease if I say yes?
Is it because he flexed Bruce Lee?
It's because he picked the plane up from Moscow and threw it like a football to Samoa. That's how they got there so fast. Does that help now, Ben?
Yeah, that does.
Okay, good. David, you there?
I'm still trying to catch up on Deckard Shaw.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just watch the movie at this point.
No, they're apparently on the fandom page. There is a breakdown of Deckard Shaw and how he gets to this point.
Every time you say Deckard Shaw, I keep thinking you're gonna say Deckard Cain.
Who's Deckard Cain?
Listen. I don't know if he said that in 3, and you never played 2.
Oh, he said it a lot in Heroes of the Storm. Like literally, anytime he did something, stay a while and listen. Even his fucking heroic was called "Stay a While and Listen."
Does he make people stay a while and listen?
Yeah, he actually starts reading from a book and you fall asleep.
Everyone around him falls asleep?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I think we pretty much wrapped up Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs Shaw. So, welcome back from past the spoiler zone. We're going to talk about what do you guys want to pick as this week's movie of the week?
Well, I know Ben's going to say Dora.
And then there's also Good Boys.
Yeah, Good Boys.
Is that coming out this week?
That is out this week. That one is the adolescent version of Superbad.
Yeah, I'm okay with picking Good Boys as this week's pick.
Okay.
I will also probably do Scary Stories as an extra credit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because I really want to see it.
Do you think that someone who hasn't really or doesn't really know too much about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark would enjoy
tough.
it?
That's a tough thing to say.
Yeah. Or do you think all the merit is because of the nostalgia factor?
Because I remember the stories being like, well, really the stories and the animations in the books were really disturbing and unsettling. So if you don't have that kind of connection to the books, the movie might come off differently. I mean, the scenes that they portray in the movies wouldn't mean as much to you as someone who has read the books or even just one of the books.
Okay.
You might still enjoy it. I don't know. But I mean, if you literally can go buy like the whole I think there's 3 books, and you can blast through them in like 2 hours probably.
Wow, that's a lot of
that's short.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, they're all like shorts. They're all like short scary stories, like just a couple pages long, maybe some are even just one.
Man. Oof. Do they have an audiobook? Or?
I'm sure they do.
The audiobook would probably take you longer to listen to.
Yeah, because they're going to put in sound effects and they're going to be reading all slow for dramatic effect.
And then they'll give a short description of the image.
Actually, I don't think listening to these stories on audiobook form would really do it justice either.
Actually, it might, depending on how.
I mean, do you see? I'm gonna send a link to the chat right now. Do you see these images? Do you see these images I'm showing you?
Yeah. So I'll get the audiobook. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, narrated by Gilbert Gottfried. Great.
How we tell you? I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna try, but then I
Go
heard
ahead.
how David did
I
it,
gave it a shot.
and I didn't want to be the. Yeah.
So
yeah.
join us next week for Shitting All Over Stu's Childhood Special Edition.
Wait, what?
Ben's just gonna blast Scary Stories. It wasn't even that scary. It wasn't very good. Boo. I wish I had walked out in the first minute.
Yeah,
Left him in there.
I'll watch it and then I'll text you, Stu, in the middle of it. Hey, Stu, I have to go take a dump.
Okay, and I'll be like, "What are you talking about? We're not even. What are you doing?"
The movie hasn't even started yet.
I'm at dinner with my dad. What are you talking about?
Taking a dump. All right, so we're picking Good Boys for this week.
Yeah.
Good boys.
We'll let Sean know. And I guess there's another music-based indie movie coming out, Blinded by the Light. 92%.
Wait, is that which one is that?
Bruce Springsteen movie.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for that when I
want to see it.
Yeah, I do want to see that. It looked really good.
So that might be my extra credit movie. All right, well, if I think that should pretty much do it for us here at the Dos and a Half Cincos podcast. Join us next week where we'll be talking about Good Boys and
others
and other news
like how they're rebooting The Matrix, right? Or they're making a new one.
Yeah, they're rebooting it.
Oh, to answer your question, Stu, they are rebooting Charlie's Angels.
Barf.
Actually, it looks okay this time.
And so does Kristen Stewart.
But are they actually making a sequel to or rebooting The Matrix, or are they making a fourth one?
I have heard that it is a reboot without the involvement of the Wachowski sisters.
It's Wachowski sisters. Are they both sisters, or are they just one of them? Are they?
No, they're both sisters. They're both sisters.
What are the odds? What are the odds of that?
No, right?
I wonder how that conversation went.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, hey, bro, I got something to tell you.
Wait, before you say anything, I need to tell you something.
Oh boy.
Fuck, man, that was a lot better. It went a lot better in rehearsal. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was more organic, but we can edit. It's fine. I think it'll be fine.
We'll touch it up in post.
Yeah, we'll make it good in post. But yeah.
And by that we mean David will make it good in post.
Yeah.
You want me to do what in post?
Just do it in post.
Do what in post?
Do it in post, David.
Well, we want to say thanks to Joe for tuning in again, and Thomas, when you get to this episode, thanks for listening. Kinda? I don't know.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, he'll probably be listening to this in the wee hours that we'll all be asleep, but he'll be awake to listen to it.
Right.
So hopefully these soothing sounds... Actually, we'll leave you with these soothing sounds by Stu to put you to sleep.
Oh,
Joe.
Is this where you edit in my beatboxing earlier?
Or you can make some whale sounds.
Don't want to.
Ocean?
Sorry, like what happens if 1 week we decide on a movie and we come back and only like one person has seen it?
Then
we talk about, that's when we do the Rush Hour special.
we just every week we just ad-lib to Rush Hour because not everybody watched.
Welcome to our 5th Rush Hour special in a row.
Yeah, because we just can't get our shit together.
Hey, what's that one song called? The technical difficulty song that we keep doing.
Oh, fuck. We're never going to find it.
No, we are. And we're going to pay whatever they ask. Right, David? Right, okay.
We're going to burn our entire...
No, you're going to burn your entire...
Well, I think I'm just going to end the recording here at this point.
Oh, man, but what if we say something really funny?
Are you planning on saying something really funny?
I mean, who ever plans on saying something really funny?
I try all the time. I wrote down all these
Well,
notes and none of them landed.
That's because you're not funny when you try. It has to be organic.
I'm never funny when I don't try.
David, you're never funny.
See,
I'm trying all the time.
If you stopped the recording, we wouldn't have got that.
I'm stopping the recording. I don't want to keep getting my ass handed to me. I'm waiting for one
There goes the
episode where
alley-oop.
this is the dunk the 50-point dunk contest dunk where he dunks it through the hoop and then grabs the ball and then dunks it again podcast on David.